I feel like I've still only scratched the surface. I'm recording, right? Yeah. Okay. I should probably try out Armsmaster. Well, I promised as much last video, so... I'm wondering if I should stay on normal for now. I feel like... One thing I saw is something... just the name of a trial. And so far I haven't... when I first booted up my complete save file, when this update released, I saw unlocks for trials. And I'm curious to get to those. I basically know nothing about them, other than their name. So I'm wondering... Yeah, okay. Why not? I'll play on normal. I'll try to beat floor 7. And I'll switch to hard as soon as I'm comfortable with this ship. And I've unlocked some stuff. And I'm curious. Well, first of all, let me look at the... Why does it look like a tiny Cyclops with little legs and big arms? And imagine it carrying a weapon in each arm. I like that. But I also wanted to see where the hitbox is, and if I need it. Probably not, actually. I think this is a... sort of a D13 situation. So, no hitbox. Should be fine. Yeah, I can see the hitbox even now. It's like the darker part in the center jewel. Never occurred to me until now, but Null doesn't have a jewel, and the other ships... Well, at least D13 and this ship have one, so maybe that's where the name Null comes from. Huh. Okay, enough. I think I've wasted enough time with my barely audible ramblings in part 4. Uh-huh. I thought that's how that would work. Sort of like how Arena Blaster spends charges to open side rooms. I assume it'll be a percentage of ammo, right? Just because that's inconvenient, I'm gonna take apart. There's been a patch since part 4. Mostly bug fixes and apparently balance changes already. The only bullet point about balance changes I saw was that the, I called it diminishing returns, but they refer to it as the soft damage cap, where the value of damage upgrades decreases as you get more of them. Expansion port's too fun. I can't not pick it. Yeah, I think ammo management's going to be enough of a problem without Crackshot messing with it slightly. Oh, should I? Why not? I'm on normal. This is how you farm all of the hats for the ghost. Although I'm pretty sure these things spawn ghosts slower and slower. I'll stop after I get one hat. Assuming I haven't already gotten all the hats. And assuming this still works. I do think I abused this at least once when the hat achievement was one of the last things I had left to do. Yeah. So there, proof of concept. You can farm hats that way. I have since remembered that I did remark on the concept of this ship when I was still reading most of the Discord for the game. And I was interested, I brought up, oh, I could keep that one specific weapon and then use another weapon and take full advantage of the unique weapon. I guess another thing you could do, although I haven't unlocked the, what do you call the keywords that target specific enemy types, but I could use those, just switch weapons, and as if I'm playing some RPG with elemental damage resistances. Do I want max ammo? Oh yeah, another reason I'm playing on normal is because some of the ships before had some unique stuff in normal mode, and I feel that they might have done something similar with this ship. I think it's a bit confusing, but I think Null and D13 are the events of the present, and most of the other ships are either unspecified or playing as them takes place in the past, which is a little weird, but if I understand correctly, that's how it works. I'm already having to get used to the fact that I don't have mobs. Oh, did I mention this weapon has phasing? When I was trying to destroy a capsule in a previous video, I forget when exactly that was, but if you remember it, I think what was happening was one of the bugs that was listed, which was that destructible blocks and phasing didn't interact properly. So I think what was happening was my phasing weapon, because I think the weapon capsule is just a destructible block with a unique graphic that drops weapons when you destroy it. So because of that, I bet the bug was applying there, and I was shooting through it without actually hitting it. And that's why it took so many shots. Well, that's quite a lot. Then again, weapons are fairly common. Wait, attempt to... I see, so this was destructible last time because I... Where am I actually gonna see this enemy? Oh, I think its other DNA sort of pattern only happens if it has line of sight. That's cool. I got the skull to show there's still enemies there. This is just money. Sure. Oh yeah, I haven't fought Grinder yet. This is gonna feel really easy, but I mostly just want to get started on loops. And the new trial thing. Maybe if I'm on normal mode, going to Tier 4 Temple is more reasonable. I'm thinking about ammo differently now that I need it to access shortcuts. Since I'm at a loss for words, the two enemies I killed that were here are martyrs, and I really like their design. They only attack when another martyr dies, so they always come in multiples. And they make you consider breaking your usual habit of target prioritization. Especially if you're weak, damaging them evenly and then killing multiples before they can attack might be safer. Alright, I can just grab that. Yeah. So I have a phasing and what charge? Phasing and piercing. I guess I can keep the charge offhand for enemies that turn invincible, yeah. Okay. I'll take a laser. Oh, there's a delay. Oh yeah, there was something in the patch notes about weapon switching as well. I assume the delay is there for a very good reason. Oh, actually, I appreciate the hell out of the delay, because so many weapons that let you switch so many games that let you switch weapons on the fly. There we go, I said it properly. Swapping weapons to cancel animations, I think, is kind of stupid. People might think it's skillful, but if switching weapons just deals more DPS, then that's just the correct way to play the game. There's nothing to consider, really. I feel this way about modern Doom, personally. Classic Doom doesn't let you switch weapons to cancel the recovery animation. If it did, the whole game would revolve around that, because you would just be... I basically said it already. It would just be better. 2 weapons and pack rat. Awesome. Am I to assume only the weapon I currently have selected gets ammo from what I pick up? And since I previously died right at the end of nowhere, I don't have integer overflow. I have to find it again, which should be easy. Oh, this was actually a good choice of ship. I do have 1 max ammo stat, yeah. This isn't, oh, I forgot. The tainted Isaac character, where you swap between 2 characters with separate stats. It's not that. It was that tainted Jacob Edition? I don't remember. The Isaac nerds will know, and they will be happy to tell me what I'm thinking of. I'm gonna pick the ammo way more often on account of this ship and playing on normal mode. As soon as I'm more comfortable with nowhere, I'm going back to hard mode. If I wasn't recording, I would just stubbornly play on hard mode the whole time. Create reward, right. Yeah, why not? That was close. I think that's basically the correct way to do that one. Caution is not really rewarded there. And yeah, there's yet another new ship icon there. I like that. Well, obviously I should open this first, so... you can min-max the hell out of this. That's fine, though. I think it would be hard not to... Interesting. I guess since the cursed weapon gives you 2 life, that's kinda worth it. And of course, this is another instance of what I was talking about, where level design makes certain things better. In this case, weatherproof. I don't want a cursed weapon, though. Although it's interesting to think, can I not switch off the cursed weapon until it's gone? Maybe that's how that works. I should be experimenting with this ship. Oh, this is a danger room. That's why the bat was shooting. Okay, okay. There it is. So that should be... This is the charge. Okay, what do we got? Reventador? Finale overheat shrapnel. I think I need to see this one, because those sound like pretty standard keywords to me. Oh, now I can switch and grab this and... what the hell is this laser again? I think this ship increases the amount of time you spend in shops and in menus. But I think that's to be expected. Facing, faster firing. Void? Yeah, Void is useful. It is kind of a shame that my win streak ended. But I am kind of happy that the game bested me. I was getting a bit bored before. I'm certainly not bored now. Sure. Were those geomancers? Or did geomancers create destructible blocks around you? That's... The Earth Mages are a combination of me failing to remember the names of elemental mages and not knowing Relics of the Past enemies as well. Okay, let's see. Still nothing. Why not use the icicles? Sure. Oh, couldn't I have pack rat, right? I just had an idea. I'm gonna refrain from using that unique weapon for a while. So if I switch, that's 7% max ammo, so that's a way of farming max ammo with this character. Okay. That is a good trade-off. Now let me read this. No, that's what fortune does. If it was changed, it's not... I don't think it ever gave you numbers on how much it increases drops, but I can only imagine they've tweaked the numbers behind the scenes. I remember every other room dropping something significant before. if you had fortune. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have tried that. Oh, and what I said about the level design, specific weapons, and I could absolutely keep a weapon offhand just because it has phasing, and that might come in handy. I want to keep up the max ammo farming, or I think I'm getting close to serious diminishing returns. Sure. How does this work? Yeah, I'm just using the pea shooter. Okay. It would have been weird if you had, like, 0 keyword versions of the weapons you're holding. I don't think that would really work, though. And it's so narrow anyway. Again, integer overflow, that's a floor 6 tile. I suppose these are unusual keywords for a, well, finale isn't, but overheat and shrapnel certainly are unusual for a revolver. I like the visuals on the last shot, it is pretty satisfying. Oh, that's not so bad. I believe these rooms have fixed rewards. So I'm pretty sure you always get that if you fight, was that Archivator? I think that's the name of that mini-boss. Probably swap the laser. I'll keep this thing. That's kind of redundant functionality. I should try Entrench. Neat. Wonder how long it takes to max out the effect. Entrench kind of reminds me of something in The Void Rains Upon Her Heart. It was a gimmick of a specific character that if you stand still, you get a fire rate buff, which is kind of cool. Changes how you approach bullet patterns. You'll be looking for not the quickest and easiest way to dodge something, but you'll be playing much more passively, just looking for safe spots that are safe for at least a few seconds at a time. Yeah, ammo's more valuable. Sunk cost fallacy strikes again. No, I'm cutting it off right there. Enough of that. Actual gambling and nothing more. I will destroy the legs of armor attack because I think that's really cool. There we go. And yeah, I'm having no trouble discerning the hitbox. It's basically the center of rotation of every ship. Tier 3. Also, I should pay attention to the damage penalty, see where that kicks in. I kind of want to learn more about the new damage system before I make a certain point. I promise it won't be a redundant point. Okay. Now I get to fight Microcore. And you can actually hear me well this time. I hope the point about Gunslinger was audible at least. I watched through the most important parts of the video myself, but I was mostly just kind of embarrassed I didn't want to watch the whole thing with while listening to that audio. Can I get full bar this time? I'm pretty sure that if you don't get hit and shoot it the entire time with any weapon, you'll get max rewards. Oh no. I think this is the last pattern. Sweet. Could you hear that? So now that's full. And I could either get more max or... Wait a minute, these both give 8% max ammo? That's a little strange. So I could get this as max ammo, then refill this. Alright. I like this ship. This feels like one of the hardcore ships. I don't need bombs. I want to be stronger and not have bombs. That's basically what it is. Oh, I think that was freeze affecting a fire mage. The fireballs didn't have any trails. Again, little nuances of this game. And its enemy design and mechanics. Come on, just take the ammo. You know that's right. This is normal mode. I am spooked. I am genuinely spooked by the new Nowhere. Both the changes to various enemies in there, the new balance. Oh, yeah, this is another fire-based enemy. I guess the foci spawned by, I should have seen its name in the credits. It escapes me. That mini-boss, I think the foci used to be awake immediately, but now they do start off asleep. Maybe that's just a general change. And it happens to affect that mini-boss as well. Okay, I'll take out the Malice engine first. That's kind of what I was talking about with the martyrs. They sort of remind me of plasmas from Devil May Cry. A very similar enemy, but the problem there is that they multiply. And that's why you want to kill them simultaneously. Damage them evenly and kill them before they can multiply again. But same thing where it changes your tactics a little. I did mention, but I love the name Pipapede. It's a name that tickles me for some reason. Tickles my funny bone. I kind of want to pick up the pace, because I don't think this will be terribly exciting. Since I want to, well, I am going to Tier 4 Temple actually. I hope I can succeed. But I will otherwise pick up the pace. Wish I still had a shield. Come to think of it, this character's a really poor choice for going to Temple. There's no way to really preserve... Was it just that? It does not affect gambling. That's a funny sentence. What am I considering reserves? I know the new damage system. I don't care that much about reserves. Sure. It's fine if people care less about damage upgrades, in my opinion. Maybe some would think that's a problem, because what's the point if they're not worth it? It's like, well, damage upgrades are not interesting, so it's fine if they're not worth it, in my opinion. It's just something I slowly came to realize. It's specifically, I think damage is boring in this game because it's a global and unconditional damage multiplier. All of the conditional bonus damage effects, I think, are more interesting for the most part. The cartridge that does extra damage to bosses, like, why? If it didn't exist and bosses are balanced around it not existing, that's better. And I guess I just summed up my issue with damage very simply there. There's gotta be something more interesting than this. And I'm already forgetting to stand still, so... pulse waves, sure. I'm kind of holding out for a shield, but shields are very uncommon. Oh! Okay. That's new. I see. I think it's kind of aimed at me, but it has a lot of randomness to it. Maybe some combination of random spread and shooting multiple projectiles aimed away from me. Well, that would be... I think I can earn 0.5 multiplier in these rooms if I try. That's not a very nice room to start with, but okay. I really should have gone for the boss ASAP. Ah! Oh, that's... Okay, now I'll pick up the pace. That's so disappointing. Wait a minute, though. The boss does increase your multiplier, so there's still a chance. Reactor... Okay. Well, it's not okay, because reactor core... That kind of sucks, actually. Rip. Oh, also normal mode, so there's no reactor core. Duh. What did I say? I'm used to hard mode. choked on reactor, and that's that. Should have opened that first. No phasing, unfortunately. Is the blast on this big enough? Nope. But it's a med kit, so I could actually open it from the other side. Cute. Probably not worth it. What was that, Grim? What the? Oh, so you want me to take damage to get the 6%? Yeah, no. Again, though, I do appreciate that. I wonder if extra POW can destroy the toggle blocks. I do think that extra POW is possibly detrimental if you want to take cover. After you bomb, you might end up destroying your cover. But I do otherwise think it's an interesting buff. Kind of a buff, an added effect, really. Huh. Nice polish on that. How much consideration did this ship require? Come on, just, yeah, piercing. Piercing is good enough with this combo. There are new hats, right? I don't remember all the hats, only some of them. For some reason I remember the hat that just gives the ghost a third eye very clearly. Where were you when I needed you, Shield? Considering the loops, there will be plenty of opportunities to go to Temple, so I won't worry too much. Okay, bring it on. Got these guys. I'm wasting too much time. Okay. I guess mini Malascensions. Maybe they have a funnier, more creative name than that. Asteroids, of course. Oh, this again. I'll try my damnedest this time. What? That was so cool. Giving old enemies new behaviors like that. It's so excessive, and that's why it's so cool. Don't you think a lot of modern games would be better if the enemy design had little one-off instances like that? I know. Content is too hard to produce when games are high fidelity and big budget, and you also can't take risks. But that's exactly why I don't care about mainstream gaming anymore. I don't even know who that refers to. Ice mages. Yeah, for some reason I can't... Oh, I was just being stupid. Ignore me. Somewhere during that I moved my hand. My fingers, I moved them all one key to the right of WASD. That's what happened there. That much was obvious even before. I guess that was a little bit of a lore drop. I never thought much about the souls. I assumed they were either an indirect byproduct of the facility or, yeah, part of the process of whatever they were doing here. Oh, this is a particularly evil room with that thing. Mostly because the telegraphing is a bit misleading. You should pretty much ignore it and think about where the bullets are gonna go, in spite of it. Oh, salvage. Replacing a non-basic weapon debris is double, and you gain HP or max ammo in sequence. Huh. Unique weapons also yield damage. Oh, I see. So it's even more rewarding, but the bonuses are conditional. Cool, cool. Yeah. I'll have plenty of weapons. I noticed the icons immediately. So that's life. Life and damage. Because it's a unique weapon. Yeah, I get it. Oh, right! I forgot about... Oh, I'm actually excited now. They completely reworked Scully, didn't they? Alright, alright. Doesn't matter that I died last time and I didn't get started on loops. Things are still eventful enough, I hope. This weapon is fine. My damage is more than fine. I didn't even get to experience the initial balance at the release of the update, and they already changed it so that you gain even more damage. Really? Was it not enough? The damage junkies, or I guess the power trip junkies, did withdrawal symptoms kick in, so to speak. No, burst twin shooter alone, I like. Oh, that's ammo, isn't it? Ammo and damage. Yeah, it's Overlord. I can't backtrack. Nor do I think I would want to. give me the damage. Let me see, at least. So, 158. And, yeah, the charge. 163, so that was 5%. Wonder what the base is. It was probably reduced at this point because of the soft cap. Oh, I have a plan. Since I have charge, I'll use the revolver because it's probably stronger, I think. Now the phase 1 is over, switch to charge, charge it up as soon as this phase starts. Shoot, switch. Okay, this ship is really fun. I think I'm only scratching the surface of what you can do with it. I know why I like it. It's because I like... no, I forgot to charge up there. It's because I like shmups with multiple weapons. I like Zero Ranger. I like Hellsinker, I mentioned before. I think the Altenex series has an entry with multiple weapons as well. I have so many shmups to play and I'm so far behind on that. The top 10 of my Steam wishlist is mostly shmups, for example. Oh yeah, I have that cart. Heavy was... what was heavy? Max ammo and salvage. Oh, it even shows up here. No, heavy slows you down. But since I'm this character, I can only use the sword when I need it. It's neat. It's neat, I like it. I wonder if they had shmups with multiple weapons in mind when they made this ship. Honestly, if they just continued putting cool things from shmups in this game, that's all they need to do. I don't need items that do certain passive bonuses that are kind of boring. I need stuff like this. This is what keeps me engaged. Give me your money, I'll double it. That's what that was. Sure. Oh, I believe you can hack the life shop and it'll reduce... that's why you can see the hearts and quarters. Why does it say attempt to break open? I assumed it might not work sometimes. But it hasn't failed so far. I'm gonna start with you, probably. Because at least the Annihilator is stationary. I am right. That's an Annihilator, right? Because maybe I'm just thinking of the... was it EG or Hero Core? There was an Annihilator enemy. That was its name. Did I forget? Actually, it might be in both games. Because they're technically in the same universe. There's a particularly obvious reference to EG in Hero Core. Obvious if you read a certain piece of lore in EG, that is. Okay. Oh. I honestly think this weapon would be better if it didn't have homing. It reminds me of, I'll bring up Returnal again. I think in Returnal they didn't expect most players to be able to handle third-person bullet hell while also precisely aiming with FPS controls. So there's auto-aim enabled by default. The moment I noticed that the auto-aim was screwing me over in a similar fashion to how homing was screwing me over in Part 4 when I was using this thing, I completely switched off the auto-aim. Did it make the game harder overall? Yes, but I want to be in control, damn it. I'll still take it for salvage. I guess that's why salvage is good now. You want to salvage. Yeah, I like that change. It just occurred to me. If you don't like a unique weapon, like I don't like Headhunter because of the homing keyword, you can salvage it, and it's fine. Don't want to use it, happy to salvage it. That's basically the point. So, give me something else. I guess front load is even better with this ship. I think front load is another one of those things where, since it just gives you damage, it's not terribly interesting, but at least it's conditional. I do maintain that that's better. I just noticed, whatever that penalty I had was, it's not here. Is it a hard mode thing? Or is it a floor 7 thing? We'll find out soon enough. I neglected that the chamber heads would push the furnace maw forward. Well, I explicitly didn't want crack shot, but it's fine. I didn't point out before, but when you have a lot of scrap, the G gets replaced with an exclamation point, just so there's a gap between the life indicator and the scrap. I think that's a cute solution to that problem. Just use a character that's thinner. Oh, that was bad. Perhaps switching off of... maybe I'll hemorrhage in nowhere, but at least so far it feels like switching to normal mode was unnecessary. Yeah, I did read this before. Oh, that is the whole floor. Okay. And yeah, it's because I have the cool sunglasses that there's a shop in here. Ah, pain. Maybe I should have thought about that. All these little icons for such specific things. Wait, can I? Oh. That is very convenient and actually kind of insane because I can just see even more options. Overheat. Yeah, I like overheat. Kind of cleans up fodder while... If I had a slower firing fireball, it would be important. Look at what small movements you need to dodge that. I think even on hard mode it's similar. I think to anyone struggling with shmups, one thing I can say is discipline yourself so that you don't move unless you have to, because the more you move, the more you're smearing your hitbox across the play area, and it becomes more likely to get hit, especially in a panic. Well, yeah, actually, this is fine. Oh, it seems to be the same. So I guess this character doesn't have special lore. Am I gonna call them ships or characters? I should pick one. I shouldn't have dashed there. I don't think it did the quad laser before. That's a proper windmill. Why is this sword making me feel uneasy? Is it supposed to appear there? Oh, I guess so. Oh yeah, that does count as a separate floor in between. This railgun is unimpressive. These things behave like martyrs, or what were the other things called? Zealots? I think zealots just attack whenever they want. They're not restricted like martyrs. Which makes sense. Oh, when watching back part 4, I noticed that to add to the glitchy nature of this place, blocks disappear after you clear the room. Was there any particular way to tell which is the real one of those enemies? I might just resort to holding my fire until the clones disappear. Or the illusions, I guess. You know, I know I already mentioned Devil May Cry in this video, but I think I like Twin Shooter because in Devil May Cry 4, Nero was introduced, and he has a gun called Blue Rose. It's a revolver with 2 barrels that shoots 2 bullets simultaneously. A concept that only makes sense in something like Devil May Cry, otherwise it would be horribly wasteful. Devil May Cry or something like this. I think the concept works here too. Anything that isn't especially realistic and varying levels of power can be conveyed through fantastical weapons. I really need to get used to these guys. They're gonna ruin me. Well, that's tricky. Yeah, the damage penalty is for nowhere specifically. Gee, I wonder why that is. Could it possibly have something to do with what I said about never having to master nowhere before? Right, that was their cycle. They eventually detonate those blocks. Let's power up the revolver, I guess. But again, I could just see twice as many keywords. So I know the twin shot and triple now work the way I would have expected them to before. But do I want to get that close? Actually, I could get that close. Especially versus database. Oh, one thing I didn't check is if I can switch to an empty weapon slot to use, to just have one weapon in reserves even if I don't have a second one. That would be a very easy way of farming max ammo, I can imagine. That's a similar effect to that unique weapon. Oh, that's just the visual and sound effect for Finale now. What was so unique about that weapon then? Surely unique weapons should have one... Most of the time they should have one entirely unique property. It's no big deal. I don't know if I explained, but the Malice engine has... the Bane engine, I mean. Almost got them mixed up there. Has 2 attacks, and it's not random. If it has line of sight, it shoots large projectiles. If it doesn't have line of sight, it places explosive runes. And both of its attacks have friendly fire. As you can see. And there is one room, which I hope is still in the game. If it's not in the game, I will be sad. There's a puzzle room where you can kill everything in the room without shooting at it. And it consists of 4 Bane engines in the corners and some other level design elements. That's one of my favorite rooms in the game. That's super clever. Alright, that mage carries a Revenge Bullet Halo. In nowhere? Really? What the heck? I think it's actually an Ice Legion, not a Frost Legion, because I think Frost Legion is possibly something from Warcraft, and that might be a problem. I don't know if they consider it that, but I thought of it. Same way Terraria had to name a certain ice sword not Frostmourne, but Icemourne. It's real, look it up. I guess part of the reason I want to unlock loops is so I don't have to look for the integer overflow card anymore. Because if you choose a loop from the console in the hub, you just start with that cart already in your possession. I'm seeing what loops do to these enemies. Better to get max. Oh, even in here stuff disappears. Well, there's nothing left to do. I didn't have to use crack shot there, but I wanted to. Even crack shot, although I don't think it's especially useful, technically has a combo with the cart that increases your, or I should say, decreases your dash cooldown. It's pretty much a final weapon choice. Though I should probably expend more ammo first. I don't need the scrap from the salvage anymore. At least not for practical reasons. I could unlock more stuff in the hub, maybe. I'm actually relatively low. I should have been paying attention to that. Yeah, nowhere's still scary. The fact that enemies get to do what they're meant to do. Imagine that. Get out of here, cracked one. You're trying to scare me, it didn't work. It was less, you startled me, and more, oh, you're here, die. I guess now I'm farming for unlocks. Oh no. No, there is a period where you can get close there. Atomica. I do think Atomica is satisfying. I just said, oh, you ripped off Unreal Tournament, but I don't actually care that they did. It's cool. And I think it was buffed. It used to be underpowered. I didn't know it was underpowered. I didn't think so, because when I used Atomica against Monolith in Relics of the Past, I must have had 150 to 100 and... Oh, I don't think I saw that effect in particular. How much variety in glitchiness is there? But when you have that much damage, can you tell that a weapon is underpowered? It's another con with the damage multipliers. Especially in a randomized game. Some people might think something is underpowered even when it's not. Just because they got unlucky with damage upgrades, and they weren't paying attention to that fact. It's all relative, though. From my perspective, anything stronger than the pea shooter at base damage is slightly overpowered, at least. If I didn't know how they test new stuff, I wouldn't feel as strongly about base damage in the pea shooter. That completely changed my perspective. Oh, I just got reminded, I disabled my Steam audio alerts, so that minor annoyance will never happen again. I did notice the stats you can see during this fight. That's such a nice addition. Like, that's the boss's life right there. Those are coordinates above the life. And that's some kind of ID in the upper right corner. I shouldn't be paying attention to that right now. I should be talking about that in the hub when I'm not at risk of death. Oh, that was really bad. Oh, this is one of the coolest mashups. Although I have little experience with it, and that's bad right now. Oh, I remember this. I'm still afraid. Were there still double damage bullets on normal mode here? Because that's going to make a big difference. Yes, yes there are. Oh. I knew it was coming and it didn't matter. Oh! Oh. That wasn't double damage, but I didn't realize that until the boss died. Okay. Yes, yes, normal mode was the right choice. Gain humility. Gain humility, core. I know this is about loops, but I don't have to commit to anything, do I? I also still don't think that continuing straight into another loop is... Like, I don't think there's any point to it. Nothing carries over, right? Unless... No, they wouldn't do that. That would be ridiculous. Damage might have a soft cap, but other things don't have such limitations. I'll say no. Jack of all trades, won the game as Armsmaster. Nice. 51. I have a long way to go. Uh-huh. First visitor. Oh, wait, I know what that is. Let me just make sure I can actually... Yeah. I think even Arena Blaster has... Yeah, Arena Blaster was considered the first visitor. Oh, I think Arena Blaster does have a gem. So yeah, Null is special in that way. Arena Blaster has Onyx, I think? Or was Onyx just a rock? Well, they're all valuable rocks. Anyway. Getting lost in my ramblings. I am very curious what has been done to Scully, so... that'll be next. Huh. What would loop 0 mean? I saw loop 1 on my completion screen. I kind of forget how this goes. But I think now the loops go to 13 and the effects are much more impactful from loop to loop. Can I see? Oh my god. Oh. Left shift. What the hell? What is this grid? Okay, I'm intrigued. Crits are boring though. Maybe I'll get into that. It's another take from me, but it's gonna be hard not to record the next part immediately after this one. Alright, I'll stop myself now before I get carried away. Thank you for watching.